Hello, and welcome to Draw with Elena. I'm so glad you're here. To draw our Triceratops, let's start with a triangle. It can be very proportional or a little bit wiggly. It's up to you. This is your world. Our Triceratops have spikes coming out of the side of the fins or gills of their head. So go ahead and draw as many little V's on their sides as you like. But try means three. 1, 2, 3 spikes. See that? Not too shabby, huh? Our Triceratops probably wants to have an eyeball too, and a smile. I know that in the movies, dinosaurs are supposed to be really mean and scary, but I think they were actually probably really nice to their own babies, their own friends. That's how I like to imagine it. I put this line here because we're going to use it for coloring later. I'll show you. Now go ahead and make yourself a nice round shape from one end of the triangle to the other. And then we're going to give our Triceratops some little fins or a wiggly line. They had a little bit of skin on top of their spine, and I don't know what that's for. But if you do, I would love for you to tell me. Okay, let's make a sort of U shape, and that U shape comes back around. That's our tail. And I'm going to make a couple of W's, so they're for our feet and our legs. Now, if you want to, you can add little tiny lines for claws. Cartoons usually have only 4 claws or fingers, just because it looks a little bit more balanced. Give our little guy a slightly bigger eye. That looks better to me. What do you think? Nobody really knows what Triceratops skin looked like. There's just lots of guesses and research, a little bit of data that gives us some indication that they might have had little spots, almost like cows, on their fur, or on their skin, excuse me. So I'm going to just make little spots. Not so different than a cow, huh? There we go. Just there on the top, just for fun. Now I'm going to show you what we're going to do with it. So let's go ahead and put our marker down. And before we get too far, we should probably give our little Triceratops something to stand on. Today, I think we're going to give him a hill to stand on. Maybe he's looking around him thinking, where is everybody today? Where are all my friends? I want to go out and play so much. I like to give it grass too. A V shape with a line in the middle is a nice way to make grass. And clustering them together with other grass so they're not lonely and they have friends also looks nice and balanced. Maybe put a little bit of over here, up at the tippy top. There we go. And you can fill that in any way you want, or not at all. It's up to you. It's your world. You can draw it any way you want to. Now I'm going to take my orange crayon, and I know I've said it before, but I love to make my own coloring book. This is what it's like. Get a little marker and then a crayon. And the coloring in part is my favorite part, because your brain gets nice and relaxed. And you can think about whatever it is you want. Maybe you want to think about what you got for Christmas this year, or what you'd like to get for Christmas next year. Or maybe you'd like to think about how nice your sister's being to you today. Maybe your sister wasn't very nice. Maybe you don't have a sister at all. You just let your mind wander. And little thoughts will start to pop into your brain. And you can entertain them or you can push them away. It's up to you. Because your brain, after all, is your world. And that's what drawing is. Just like your brain, it's your world. And you can draw any way that you want to. I'm going to go ahead and draw the top over here of our little fin. I'm sure there's a scientific name for it. I do not know what it is, but if you do, let me know. I bet you know all sorts of things, don't you? I love to know all the things you know. There we go. I'm going to make the feet orange as well. Now, I don't know if Triceratops really was orange, but in my world, it is. Pink is one of my favorite colors, so I'm going to go ahead and color him in with a little bit of pink as well. Why not? It's my world. Now, you don't have to choose pink, do you? Maybe yours will be blue or green, or perhaps it'll be gray and black. Whatever color you feel inspired by. There we are. Now I'm going back and forth. It looks really fast, doesn't it? And it looks like I have nice straight lines. But that's because I've had lots of years of practice. I bet you've practiced a lot of things too. Your math or your reading. Sometimes we have to practice things that we don't want to do. I didn't like math when I was a kid, but I still had to practice. But I like it more now that I'm an adult. All right. These little areas are a little bit tough, so we have to be patient with ourselves. We don't have to lose patience, do we? No, because it's our world and coloring is supposed to be relaxing. So even when I get a little bit frustrated, let's say I'm over here, these tiny little corners, they get frustrated, all I have to do is come over here. And then I can always go back to the parts that are frustrating me. Because doing art is all about just taking your mind and putting it somewhere else in your imagination. And hopefully that's a very pleasant place to be. And if it's not, you can change it because it's yours, because it's your world. I know we say that a lot on Draw with ELENA, but it's true and it continues to be true. Well, what do we think of our little Triceratops? I think he's actually quite sweet. Great job, everybody.